Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sekarang aku lagi bersama Natalie Glebova, Miss Universe 2005. Hello Natalie, good morning.
Hello, my darling
Oh my
Shivana.
god, I'm so happy to finally meet you here.
Same here, same here. We've talked before and it's just been so fantastic. I was anticipating our meeting because we have so much in common.
Yay! Okay, actually we met before. I don't know if you remember or not, but I was having a Miss Universe reunion in Miss Universe.
Oh yes, of course.
In 2010.
of course, in Singapore.
Yes, we were watching the F1.
Yes.
I was with Rachel Kum, my Miss Universe Singapore
Hi
friend.
Rachel, if you're watching.
Yeah, she's living in the US right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so good to see you again then.
Yes, I know.
But this time we're meeting in much more, I think, more empowering way.
Empowering and casual at the same time.
Yes, because today we're going to be talking about so many things, empowerment,
Yes.
and what we're doing and how we can collaborate.
Jadi aku jelasin sedikit ya, Natalie ini datang ke Indonesia, datang ke Jakarta dalam rangka Natalie ini baru ngeluncurin buku yang berjudul I Am Winning. Can you show us your book?
Here it is.
Yeah.
Winning, and you have something as well, right?
Oh yeah, I have
About
something
winning.
as well, but maybe my followers already know what I'm doing.
But it would be nice to see the two books
Okay.
together. You see, winning.
Yay!
How crazy is that?
I know,
we have
right?
both written books about winning.
Yeah, so that we have same things in mind.
I think we are on the same wavelength.
Yeah, okay, that's even better though. I like to speak to people who has the same interest with me.
Good.
So hari ini aku akan ngobrol-ngobrol sama Natalie karena Natalie nanti siang itu bakal ada talk show yang berkaitan sama bukunya I Am Winning. Nanti bakal ada panelis-panelis lain juga. Aku bakal jadi salah satu panelis juga. Nah ini pagi-pagi sebelum kita mulai acaranya aku akan culik Natalie dulu, kita ngobrol-ngobrol dulu ya. Oke, Natalie.
Wow, that was really fast.
Yeah, that was really fast. Do you understand? Can you speak a little bit of bahasa?
I think the only thing I can say is saya cinta Indonesia.
Oh, that's so
And terima
sweet.
kasih, of course.
Oh, sama-sama. I only can say sawadika
In Thai.
In Thai. So you've been living in Thailand for several years now,
Yeah,
right?
it's been 14 years almost. that I've
14
been-
years.
Yes.
So
yes.
after you won Miss Universe, you live in Thailand.
After I won Miss Universe, of course, I spent the year living in New York with the organization
Yeah.
and traveling all over the world, which was the craziest year ever. I always say it was the most amazing year, but it was also the toughest year of my life.
Really? Why the toughest?
It really was the toughest because you're not on your own schedule. You kind of have to live according to a schedule that gets sent to
Right.
you every day. And I'm the kind of person that values my freedom and choosing what I want to do. And of course, that year, it's a year of opportunity. It's a year of incredible things. And it's fine for a year, but beyond that, it's like, okay, I need my own life, I need my own space. The other thing is, of course, when you travel, you're jet lagged. I got sick very often. I was lonely and homesick. There wasn't a lot of friends in New York that I had. So it was very tough year. Very, very tough.
But I guess like every girls want to be a Miss Universe.
Sure, and I wanted to be Miss Universe too. Of course, while you're getting ready and competing, you don't know what it takes to be Miss Universe. So
Yeah.
essentially, when you're thrust into that role, you just kind of have to learn on the job and
Right.
go along with it and roll with whatever comes your way. And being so grateful that I was for having that opportunity, it's still very, very difficult. I was so
Wow.
tired the whole year.
So you're glad it was over?
I was glad when it was over. It was kind of a big sense of accomplishment, something I can say, okay, done. Now moving on to the next chapter. And the next chapter was, of course, it was like a wide open field with so many opportunities.
Yeah.
And it was very exciting.
Oh, I still remember your grand final. You were wearing the white, beautiful, the
Yes.
beautiful white dress, and it was like your winning color at that time, no?
At that time, white really definitely was the color for me, did the trick.
Yeah,
With
I
my
mean,
dark
like,
hair.
It
And
suits you the most.
it did.
How did you pick the color back then?
You know what? I actually wanted to pick like aqua or turquoise or
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
something blue because I love that color. It's my favorite color. But somehow it ended up being white, and when I tried it on, it worked, and I loved the way I looked in it. It was very angelic.
Okay, moving on to next question. I have lots of
Hey.
questions actually for Natalie here. Now talking about dreams, what was your dream actually before winning, before the Miss Universe thing?
Well, if you ask me when I was a kid what I wanted to be when I grew up, I
Yeah.
always said I want to be a businesswoman.
Really?
Yes. I didn't even know what that actually meant. I just had a little briefcase with a bunch of papers, and I would come, looking all busy
And smart.
yes, and I would spread the papers and I would shuffle them around.
Oh,
and-
that's so cute.
it was kind of like that idea in my head that businesswoman was very, very smart, empowered, sophisticated, successful as
Yeah.
well. So I knew that I always wanted to do business in one way or another. I didn't know what form I was going to be in, and I dabbled in different businesses in my life. I had my own perfume brand. I ran a blog. I was also doing some supplements. So little by little, even my husband and I, we founded an online startup called Travel Book.
Okay.
So that's still going as well.
What is it all about?
So Travel Book is a travel sharing platform for people to share their travel experiences and their places that they've been to that they want to recommend to friends. So they can send right away all the recommendations for the places they've been
Nice.
to. Yeah, it's a fun way to keep memories for yourself and to share with friends.
Because you like traveling as well.
We do love traveling. Me and my husband together, between the two of us, I think we've been to over 170 countries.
Wow. Did you
Yeah.
guys like plan everything?
Well,
Or it's because of the work
it's
you have to do?
because of the work and because we love to travel. So both.
So you may say you got your dreams already.
I've achieved a lot of dreams, but I have still a lot of dreams to get. And
Really?
I
What
have
is
a
it?
lot, a lot, of course. I think in life you cannot just achieve the dreams and be satisfied with them, because as human beings we always need to evolve. We want to grow, improve, and if we don't have any goals or dreams, it's going to be pretty boring.
Right, right.
So, of course, more dreams to come. I want to write more books, and I want to write a book that's going to be a New York Times bestseller.
Wow.
Definitely on the list. I want to do a TED Talk. I want to start my own foundation. Gosh, so many things.
That's like big dreams.
Big dreams. I mean, I want to become a master at meditation. Things like
Nice.
that. I want to do my yoga teacher training. So lots and
So
lots
you
of
do
things.
yoga a lot?
I do yoga, yes. Yes.
What do you think? I mean, like you're talking about, you want to write more books. You wanna have your own TED Talks, and you want to have your own foundation. Why is it so important for you?
As I said, once you find the purpose of your life, you kind of have to see what more can you achieve. So my whole purpose in life is to teach every single person that they can be a winner. It's not reserved just for the lucky few to be winners in life. We all have that right to be winners.
We all deserve to be a winner,
We deserve
right?
to be winners, and we can be winners in our own way. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you all have to reach a certain number of followers on Instagram, or you have to have X amount of money in the bank, or whatever it is you feel that success is. Everyone can be successful in their own way, and that's why in my book I talk about, I have examples of different people who are winners, and they're all from different walks of life, For example, I have this girl Hilda. She is a makeup artist, and she has her own academy for makeup. She's from Norway. She's a businesswoman, but has her own story. I have Dean, my hubby,
Oh, wow.
the handsome man. And his story about the journey of an online
I thought you're
startup.
going to put him on the cover.
He deserves to be on the cover.
Yeah.
Look at that face. Oh my god. Then I have people like Harpram, who is also an online founder.
Oh, nice.
One woman I have here, a Thai lady who was my nanny, in fact.
Really?
Yes, and she's
Your
such a
childhood
winner.
nanny?
My daughter's nanny.
Oh, your daughter's nanny.
My
I
daughter.
thought your childhood's nanny.
No,
How
my
old is
daughter's
she already?
nanny, because she is a perfect example of somebody who is obviously not a millionaire or is not maybe somebody that you would automatically think, oh, she's winning, but with her
Yeah.
personality, her gratitude, the way that she gives back to people, she is a winner, right?
Nice.
And she's so happy. Nobody can say you're not a winner.
Yeah.
Only she can say I'm winning,
Okay.
right? And it's your own opinion. Then of course on the other end of this financial spectrum, I have Andres Pira, who's a billionaire. He's a real estate mogul. So I have all of these different people. This is my nanny Aura.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Yeah, so it's all about that, and I believe that my purpose in life is to tell people that you too can be a winner. Nobody's stopping you except yourself,
Yeah.
right?
And we can have our own crowns, right?
We can have our own crowns, we can have our own trophies, whatever it is. And that's why I have the symbol of winning on,
Is that you?
on the cover. It's not me.
Is that you?
It's no. Many people ask that if that's me, but no. I just chose somebody that kind of looks like me, but I couldn't really get a picture as good as that. So
No.
found it
I
online.
think you look better than her.
Oh well, thanks. But this is the symbol of winning for me.
Yeah,
Did you know
exactly.
that when we raise our arms up, we automatically flood our brain with all of these feel-good hormones and serotonin and endorphins? Because in fact, there has been studies in many universities that even blind athletes who have never seen, they've never been able to see, when they win, they put their hands up like that. Naturally, because that's how our bodies are programmed. We're born when something good happens to us. You know, we receive good news, we get a good grade, we get a paycheck, or like a raise. We're like, yay! You know, and automatically we
That's
do
true, though.
that, and it makes us feel good. So we can actually do that even every day. You can raise your hands up and say, I am winning. I'm a
Nice.
winner, right?
Nice.
And automatically all of this biological processes kick in and make our brains feel like winners.
Now, you said that it was quite an achievement winning the Miss Universe, but is that your biggest achievement in life, you think, or you feel so far, or actually do you have, I think I achieved more than just Miss Universe?
Well, to be honest with you, I think becoming a mom has been much more satisfying and much more fulfilling experience and achievement for me.
Really?
I think so.
Comparing to Miss Universe?
I think so.
Why is that?
Because Miss Universe is something that, of course, you work hard for and you get it. But being a mom, because there's another person involved and it's biological, right? Like you can't help it, but you feel so much love and you feel so much, I don't know, maternal instincts, and it's something so humbling and honoring to be able to take care of another human being in such a way, because it's hard. Sometimes you don't sleep nights.
Oh my god, it's not sometimes, like almost every day.
Well, at the beginning, yes,
Yeah.
it's every day, and you cater to the other humans beings every need, so you become almost like a slave to that human being.
I know.
But it's so gratifying. It's the most satisfying feeling in the world. And it's unconditional love. Even if the kid is like screaming at you and hitting you sometimes, you're like, I love you anyway.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do that's gonna make me stop loving you.
How old is she right now?
She's going to be 4 in April.
Oh,
so
so
she's
cute.
3 and a bit. So yeah, almost 4 years old.
So hearing your story, you're talking about family. What is your priority right now after long years after Miss Universe? It's been 15 years, right?
It's gonna be 15 years on May 31st.
Oh my
I
god.
know.
And you look just the same.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
How long has it been since your pageant?
2008.
8?
Yeah,
Wow, okay.
2008. I went to Miss Universe in 2009.
Wow, so
it's
it's
like
been
11 years.
11 years as well. Well, you look incredible. You could compete now.
Oh no, Mrs. Universe? You're definitely going to win.
Well, I think my pageant days are behind me, and as much as I love this industry, I was just talking about it with one of my clients today. It's fun to dress up and to have all these glamorous things. Like we had a photo shoot yesterday with Wong Sim here. in
I
Indonesia.
saw
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Instagram story from
Buba
everyone.
Alfian was my makeup artist. We
Yeah.
had such fantastic Rinaldi Ayunardi, who was the designer for all of the pieces.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to do it, but I couldn't do it every day. I feel like it's draining to me, like exhausting, because I give it my all, and it's not really where my passion lies. My passion lies.
But you do
in-
modeling a lot, right?
Not as much anymore, because I choose to give my time to things that I'm more passionate about and I feel actually make sense to me and give me energy. Because modeling, at the end of the day, it exhausts me. It's tiring, and it's not for everybody. I think when I was in my 20s, I enjoyed it much more.
Yeah.
But now I feel that you put me on a stage and tell me to talk about motivation and how to win in life, I can be doing that all day long, every day. And I get so much energy from that, Like even right now, I woke up after a long, full day yesterday. I was so tired. But just now talking to you, because it's fun for me,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I get all of this extra energy.
Because it's something
So-
you're passionate about.
Not just passionate, but I think there's a difference between passion and purpose. So
Okay,
passion,
what is it?
So for me, what I've noticed in my life, passion is something that is very self-serving and inward-facing. So you could be passionate about makeup, music, food, I don't know, like different things, but that's something that's for you.
Yeah.
And it could be like a great hobby or something that you could do once in a while. But purpose for me is different. Purpose is outward facing. It's serving others instead of yourself. And I think that passion can fade, just like romantic passion. You can be passionate about one thing one day, and another day you're not passionate about that anymore. But when you have that purpose, you're helping others. It can be for life. Because as I said, it'll give you so much energy because it's not just you. You're helping other people. So you're serving other people. So it could be anything, like purpose in creating a product for somebody that you feel like it's serving other people, it's giving value to other people. Or it could be a service or anything that you do with your volunteer work, anything. That's a purpose.
You know, it's good for you that you already found your purpose. You know, many of us, we haven't found our purpose yet. Do you have any, you know, tips or tricks to easily find what are we actually in this world? What are we going to do in life? And that question is
it's hard and it doesn't come easily. I didn't find my purpose until I was in my mid-30s. So if any of you are watching out there and you're still in your 20s, you could be lucky and you could find it tomorrow, or maybe you've already found it. But for many people, it takes years of trying different things, experiencing different things. So you know, even me in my 20s, I tried modeling, I tried a little bit of business, I tried DJing, so many things, and they were all passions, but I couldn't make them into a purpose for myself. I couldn't sustain it in a way that I could give it back to other people. Of course, there's some people who could take modeling and acting and, you know, being in entertainment or DJ to make it into a purpose as well, right? Because they can serve other people with it. But it was not for me. Those were just my passions. So get to know yourself. That's tip number one. Get to know yourself deeply. And I talk about that in my book. One of the things is define yourself, right? Like, who are you? What do you like? What are your strengths, your weaknesses, your passions, your values, your personality traits? Anything that you can discover yourself will actually lead you towards finding a purpose.
Oh my God, yeah, that's not going to be an easy journey, right?
It's not. It takes time, years and years, sometimes decades.
Yeah. And it's never too late to start.
Never too late. I think if we are lucky enough to find our purpose in this lifetime, I think we're winning.
Yeah.
But even if you haven't, you know, you can still be a winner. It doesn't matter. It's all about how you approach life. Are you grateful? You know, are you curious? You know, and all of those qualities that I talk about.
Are you busy thinking about yourself or thinking about other people's opinion?
Exactly. Or are you just so self-involved and you're only thinking about yourself, or are you actively involved in your community? You're trying to help improve the world around you. Those are the kinds of things that make you a winner. Don't you agree?
I so agree. I definitely agree.
Is that something you talk about in your book as well?
Yes, as of course. It's like the number one is like, that's right. Knowing yourself is the best.
Yeah.
Because like for me, for now, I'm trying to get to know myself more and more every day, not thinking about other people's opinion or maybe other people's dream. It's your dream, go for it, and I will get my own dream.
That's right. In your own time.
Yes, in my own time. You have to be patient, and you know, you have the resilience and winning mindset as well.
Yes, resilience, that's another quality of winners. So I have 7 qualities.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe we can talk about that later in the talk show. Okay, so back to the pageant. I saw you yesterday, you met Frederica.
I did.
Our current Putri
She
Indonesia
is so
2009.
sweet and so
What do you think of her?
inspiring. And she definitely wants to make a change in Indonesia and in the world. So I can definitely see her doing big things, and the fact that she's already in her 20 years old have achieved so much.
Yeah.